Hi there, welcome once again to the People's Channel. This is not entirely about Brexit, but then again, like most things these days, one overlaps the other. Personal privacy is becoming a big issue. And of course in Britain we have our very own obsessive snooper T. May. This is about the artificial intelligence being produced and created in our computers and smartphones, etc., and other questionable gadgets which we might find quirky and fun, but could in fact literally endanger our lives and the lives of our kids. It's about an absolute end to any privacy that we may think we still have. It decreases daily. Can anyone figure out why Mark Zuckerberg put tape over the webcam and microphone on his own laptop? What does he know that many of us don't? James Comey, possible purger of truth, former director of the FBI, does the same thing. I heard rumours years ago about TVs equipped with cameras that watch all of the time and just kind of dismissed it as being rather a banal, stupid idea and thought that who would possibly want to tune into me and my family watching TV? But that was before cloud technology and the terrifying fact that everything we say, do, think, write, everyone we contact is now stored in data for up to at least 12 years, according to T. May's latest version of the Snoopers Charter. Do you remember what you wrote on Facebook 5 years ago? I'm sure like me you don't. But should I be judged at some point as being politically unacceptable? All they have to do is scroll back through my data and everything I've ever said is recorded, should they ever want to build any kind of case against me. In my view, anything smart is highly suspicious. Take phones, smartphones, with all those pesky passwords and access codes and all the rest of it. Well, now all you have to do to open one is stick in your fingerprint. Would you seriously go to a police station and ask them to take your fingerprints without a warrant? Why on earth would you do that? But that's okay to give it to Tim Cook, political activist who runs Apple. But today, for the sake of convenience, many people don't think twice about it, and whoosh, up it goes into the cloud. Recorded forever, your data which is now accessible to every government and spy agency in the world, and God knows who else, who they've sold it to. Just think that perhaps very soon there will be a chip inserted that can analyse your DNA. And of course this will be for health reasons. Another thing to consider is that you think you have a product. Why do you think that? Because you had to go out and pay for it. But actually, you are the product. Because these people know more about you than your closest family and friends, and they make billions by selling your information to big corporations who then market their goods to you. Have you heard of a computer device, handy little gadget, called Amazon Echo? Here is part of an ad for the product.
When it first arrived from Amazon, I didn't know what it was. What is it?
You'll see.
Is it for me?
It's for everyone. It's called Amazon Echo.
How's it going?
I'm just finishing up right now.
Is it on?
Oh, it's always on.
Can it hear me right now?
Nope.
It only hears you when you use the wake word we chose.
Alexa.
Well, what does it do?
Alexa, what do you do?
I can play music, answer questions, get the news and weather, create to-do lists, and much more.
Awesome. Alexa, play rock music.
Rock music.
Alexa, stop.
Wait, I want to try. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 3:27.
You actually don't have to yell at it, okay? It uses far-field technology so it can hear you from anywhere in the room.
So it can just hear you anywhere?
Yes. Well, everyone can hear you anyway.
Oh, is that where we're going to put it?
I was thinking of putting it there, but it works anywhere.
Echo is pretty neat because it knows all sorts of things. All you have to do is ask.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest's height is 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters.
How can it know so much? It's so small.
It updates using the cloud. That's also how it gets its answer.
What a fun little gadget. However, notice in the ad how when the daughter says, "How do you know when it's on? Can it hear me right now?" Dad answers, It's on all the time, but will only answer when I use the trigger word that we've chosen. But hang on a minute. It has to listen to you all the time to hear when you use the trigger word. And because it's automatically programmed to recover everything which is then stored in the cloud, because this is where it gets its information from, it's building up a very revealing record of your entire family life. Here is the Amazon page where you can buy it. In the description it says, Alexa updates through the cloud automatically and is continually learning, adding new features and skills. This is artificial intelligence. It mentions shopping lists. Now it, and therefore they, know exactly what your eating habits are. God forbid you should have a private discussion with your wife or husband or partner about a debt situation or anything else for that matter. It's now part of your data file. One review from a user states, first thing in the morning, I like to receive the news from NYT. Alexa delivers the headlines, then goes on to give me sports and other news. This is a positive start. Thank you. Well, surprise, surprise. Zuckerberg, a notorious liberal globalist, has chosen to give you your news through NPR, a far-left news source. Maybe in Britain it would be the BBC again. I don't know. But this is your news source now. You can bet that it is the usual liberal brainwashing propaganda which has already brainwashed millions of people. So for £149, you too can have your very own personal spy, recording everything that you say and do 24 hours a day. Your habits, your opinions, your thoughts, your problems, and you are being conditioned to freely give all of this away to be stored and accessed by any agency who chooses to use it against you or screw more money out of you. The joke's on us, folks. We pay billions for these devices. In this world of smart technology, as it continually updates all your information about you and gets to know your habits and this kind of thing, maybe it will decide secretly one day that it won't turn on your smart car because you want to go to a Brexit meeting. And how long before it decides that you're eating too much of a food that it considers to be unhealthy? Maybe too much organic and not enough Monsanto, and locks you out of your fridge, your smart fridge, sorry. Or that you suddenly cannot watch a TV show considered politically unacceptable on your TV. How long before it starts deciding that and starts altering your equipment because it's all connected up? Another thing is censorship. We already know that Google and Facebook are increasingly into this, but did you know that during the French elections, Facebook completely deleted 30,000 pages supporting Marine Le Pen, calling them fake, and yet not one page supporting Macron was deleted as fake. They admitted to doing the same thing in the North American elections, and they set up a team of people to suppress conservative stories in their news feeds. So was it Russia that interfered in our elections? Give us a break. It is now possible, with all this data that they've got on you and are continually getting on you, that you may at some point be considered politically unacceptable. And so therefore your messages are secretly deleted, your news feeds altered, downloads of leftist propaganda or mind manipulation put onto your kids' Facebook pages and Twitter pages, maybe even blacklists you from getting credit or a mortgage. You may remember Google fired an employee for writing an internal memo about the lack of political diversity in the company and shamed him in public. And one of Google's executives proposed a spell check for the word hate. However, how do they define the word hate? Probably anything that does not fit in with their globalist agenda. This way they can block you from websites, news sources, YouTube videos, because you've been expressing the wrong emotions. Oh, and by the way, Google has its own version of the Amazon Alexa. called Google Home. If you Google Echo, it comes up with a whole lovely page of techie sites comparing the Google Echo with the Amazon Alexa. And one of them says, "Which one will win the battle for your living room?" Another quote on the page says, "Giving the surprising success of Amazon Echo. Congratulations to all of those who have willingly but unknowingly paid money to give up almost all of your privacy, your thoughts, your opinions, your habits, your actions, your emotions, your lifestyle, to their stored data files in the cloud. All this being added to with artificial intelligence who matches one up with the other and then decides how it's going to deal with it. How easy it will be to manipulate your mind, your thoughts, your opinions, any way that they choose to. In fact, we know they're already doing this, but these two particular gadgets I think are particularly sneaky. If you look up the lists of all the most powerful people in the world, guess who you'll find on those lists? Yep, Bill Gates, Microsoft, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, and Larry Page, co-founder and CEO of Google, who is responsible for designing a thing called PageRank, a search ranking algorithm of Google, which puts the globalist info pages at the top of the listings. Try it now. Google Brexit fact check. What is the first page which is shown? Woohoo! It's fullfact.org.europe. Type in Brexit. Today, the first article is one from The Guardian, the second is from The Independent, the third is all you need to know about the UK leaving the EU by the BBC. Well, thanks Google, but that's no coincidence, is it? It's not based on just how much money they have. The key is in the title, the most powerful people in the world. And the most powerful people in the world are the ones that have the most knowledge. And in this case, it's the most knowledge about you and your family. What can we do about this incredibly fast-moving Orwellian nightmare? Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the internet, said the web has lost its way in these areas. Number 1, we've lost control of our privacy. Number 2, it's too easy to spread misinformation. Number 3, political advertising needs transparency and understanding. I'm afraid his solutions are rather naive, like encouraging gatekeepers like Facebook and Google to combat the problem of misinformation. Too late, buddy. They're all fully bought and paid up by the global elites, and they're global elites themselves. And so they're now at the forefront of pushing garbage down our throats every which way possible. If he has no real answers, how would we be expected to know what to do about it? However, what little I can do is to make people aware that this is happening and how bad it's actually getting. Get your news, or try to get your news, from alternative sites and compare it with what you hear on the globalist media. Sites like Global Research, John Pilger, Sputnik, RT News, Rebel Media. Don't buy gadgets that spy on everything that happens in your home. Maybe follow the good example of King Zuckerberg himself and put tape over your webcam and microphone. Very soon we're going to get robots with artificial intelligence shuffling around our houses. My suggestion is that do yourselves a favour and do your own housework. It's healthier. Or teach your dog to do things for you. That's much more fun. Beware of anything smart and think just how much of your personal information you truly want to give away to that big cloud. A very good, perhaps Freudian word for it. Who knows these days, but one thing is for sure, it hangs over each and every one of us. I loved Wayne Dyer. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of him. A very, very spiritual man, motivational speaker, who sadly died recently. a very loving man who helped so many people to lead happier lives and was an absolute angel. But even he said, when you follow the herd, you'll end up stepping in shit. So all I can say is, beware of anything smart. Beware of quirky gadgets that you think are fun but are actually recording every aspect of your life, thoughts, opinions and activities. One thing we can do is to make people aware. It's up to them how much information they want stored in that cloud. It's up to them how much they want to pay for the privilege of giving their fingerprints and facial recognition to the global elite. That's their choice. But one of the only two weapons we have today is awareness, and the other is numbers. So you can help. You can be a part of the solution by liking, subscribing and sharing this kind of information as much as you possibly can. We are at war with the establishment, and it's an information war.